Yo, what up, YouTube? This Jay reacts, but with another reaction. I've been gone for a while, but this case, man, with Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, man, it's a shame to me that I see a lot of black people wanting to see this young kid under the jail, calling him a criminal, a murderer. Don't want to even get a thought that it's self-defense. But I'm gonna get into another Tariq Nasheed reaction. He going in on these tethers and these Sambos. Now, I expect this shit from the WS's. But these tether and these Sambos, man, this shit is sickening what they saying about this kid. Talking about the family using the money they got from the Go Send Me fund. They ain't even touched that money. But let's get into this video, man. Tariq Nasheed goes off on these Sambos and Tethers.
I saw a video of this dude. He might be a tether. And I'm seeing a lot of this surrounding the case of our brother Karmelo Anthony and the self-defense case that's going on down there in Texas. I'm seeing a lot of melanated people do a lot of performative criticisms. I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing a lot of these folks using this as an opportunity to earn a couple of extra butter biscuits. I'm seeing a lot of performative critiques. And, a lot of it is coming from the tether class. We got to understand it from that perspective, understand that context. But some of the talking points that we're hearing, black folks, we're being called racist because we're supporting Karmelo's case. A lot of people feel a certain way, and I'm talking about really the dominant white society. They really feel a certain way that foundational black Americans have galvanized and raised damn near $500,000 for the family of Karmelo Anthony. They don't like that type of organizing. See, when we organize, they like us marching and singing. But they ain't got no problem with that. If we're marching, singing, twerking, crying, wailing away, singing Negro spirituals, that's acceptable. They don't really have a problem with that because it's more symbolic than anything. But when we say, hey, we ain't really doing the singing right now, we're going to stop singing for a minute and start getting this paper together. And how these Negroes get this organized that quickly. See, now they're on red alert right now. They're on alert. Us generating resources, getting on code to make sure that a family has the resources they need so they don't get railroaded. They don't like that. They don't like that kind of organizing with black society. They don't like that at all. When they see that kind of organizing, they're like, oh, there's a glitch in the system. These folks are waking up. They're figuring it out. So we need to send some ops in there to dissipate that energy. So what we're seeing a lot of, notice these Negroes are popping online, and I'm hearing some of the narratives. But black people, we is racist too. We always don't hear that we. And that's another thing. Family, have y'all noticed, man, you got so many cosplaying tethers. They'll sit up here, we need to stop doing it. We need to get our culture together. And then when you look and investigate these people, they're Caribbean, Jamaican, Nigerian, Ghanaian. They're from somewhere else. Then they cosplay as us. We're seeing a lot of that just real heavy right now. But this one cat was like, yeah, black folks are so racist, raising that money for him. How come black folks don't do all that for black on black crime? We start hearing that tired ass narrative. And why? Let's explain why they do these bad faith ass arguments. Understand, be very clear. That's a bad faith argument. That's not a real argument. That's somebody trying to deflect And subconsciously, that's somebody trying to protect the white supremacists. Be very clear. And usually it's a tether. That's how they earn their butter biscuits. When they see the white supremacists are on the hot seat, the tethers are like, oh no, master, don't you worry now. I will get out there and I will run interference for you, master, because I love you. So that whole narrative of us only getting upset when it's white people harming us, how come we ain't doing all of this organizing to stop black on black crime? Understand where that comes from. Number one, that's clout chasing through controversy. See, these performative ass Sambos, they basically say contrarian things in order to go viral. They just, if something is hot, they'll just say something contrary to it so that they can be like, hey, look at me, I'm saying something controversial. That's the Charleston White template. That's why you don't get into no real good faith back and forth with a Charleston White. It's all bad faith. He's just being contrary to anything that's popular. Like Foundation of Black American Delineation Movement is popular. What did he do? FBA, yeah, no. FBA, yeah, they're just saying shit. That don't mean anything. It's just being contrary. If somebody says, "Hey, man, shout out to Malcolm X's birthday," fuck Malcolm X. Yeah, no, fuck Malcolm X. Yeah. He's just being a contrarian. He's just going to go against the grain to go viral. And a lot of people do that. It's just not him. I'm just using him as an example. A lot of people do that. They just be contrary in order to go viral, in order to be the odd man out, in order to go against the grain, so to speak. And especially if you go against the black community, especially during high profile cases, that's going to draw attention. It's going to draw shares and it's going to draw engagement. And also, they understand that proximity to whiteness, that's profit. A lot of these black social sambos online, they get rewarded by getting access to these white audiences. And then some of the alt-right talking points that they start using, like reverse racism, black on black crime. See, the right-wing alt-right crowd is going to latch on, and then they know that they're going to use them as a shield. And a lot of these people, they confuse respectability with righteousness. See, these people think that criticizing black people publicly makes them look more balanced and morally superior. And they think that that's going to somehow shield them from racism. It doesn't work like that. And also, what they do really, this is a way to avoid confronting white supremacy. See, it's easier and safer to criticize black society than to call out the dominant society and the dominant system, which is white supremacy. So, by focusing on internal issues, see, they can avoid ruffling the feathers of the people in power. You see, because see, that takes courage. That takes work. When you go up against the white supremacists, the people in power, hey, that's when you start getting banned from countries. That's when the feds show up to your damn house. That's when you get death threats. That's when they send undercover informants to infiltrate your events and infiltrate your circle. See, you're living in a danger zone, and a lot of folks ain't built for that. A lot of people ain't built for that. When you challenge white supremacy, boy, they got a game plan to go after you. So you got to have the spiritual and psychological strength to handle that type of thing. Your house getting swatted by white supremacists. You dig? They're doing surveillance on you all the time. You can't go to countries. I can't go to Britain. Things like that. Yeah, you get real problems. But if you sit here and say, well, black on black crime, the black people need to get it together. Y'all ain't getting the black community, ain't a damn thing. You ain't gonna get all that. Yeah, you ain't getting FBI visits if you say that. You gonna get pats on the head from the white supremacists. You get a couple of shekels, but you're not gonna be targeted. Now, when they do target you on the humbug, because sometimes all that Samboing later on down the line, the white supremacists will break their tools, and then when they break their tools, you just stuck. You ain't got no support. See, they wait a long time to break their tools. And then when they break the tools, you sitting out there, hey, wait, hey, black community, hey, big head, and no. Remember, we ain't shit. We're over here committing black on black crime. Don't call on the black community now. Now that the white people turned on you, you see. So we got to really understand the game here. But when these people do this performative, what about black on black crime? How come we ain't? How come we don't have that same energy for black on black crime? See, they try to confuse collective defense versus criminality. See, they'll try to falsely equate defending the possibility of an innocent black man being under attack by a racist system for defending himself. They're trying to equate that to excusing everyday street violence. That's not the same thing. One thing is about self defense against an oppressive system. The other thing is just intra community harm. There's two different dynamics. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get too deep. I want y'all to feel what I'm saying. See, a lot of these folks, remember, these are mostly tethers who are not of the community. So they are outsiders as it is. So, of course, they're going to have an outside view of us, which is them watching us and looking at us through the eyes of the white supremacists. Because, see, they look at blackness as a performance, not a commitment. So that's that. Blackness to them is something that they can exploit. That's it. They look at it as a big finesse to them because they know that they're not of the lineage. They come from these failed homelands where they were tribalistic. So they bring that same slick shit over here and use it as an opportunity to perform for the white supremacists so that they can get a couple of butter biscuits with Jollof sauce on it. Yeah. And some of these people, um, they knowingly and unknowingly, but a lot of times they're co opted by the white supremacists to come in our circles, to infiltrate, to derail the social and political focus and derail the energy and shift blame on black people to get white mommy and white daddy off the hot seat. So we got to really understand how devastating these tethers operate because truth be told, they really envy real grassroots power. See, raising almost $500,000 this quickly without any mainstream help, that shows that the grassroots black support is alive and strong. So a lot of these social media sambos, they depend on corporate backing or some type of viral antic. They got to really do some stupid ass, outrageous nonsense in order to go viral. You got to damn near risk your life to go viral. And they feel threatened by the type of authentic, unfiltered community power. That's why a lot of these clout chasing dickheads are so jealous of me, always whining about me, because I don't have to sit out here and risk my life to go viral and all that. They do all of this performative shock jock nonsense, talk crazy, do a whole bunch of clown sambo nonsense in order to get eyeballs on my page. We have calm, cool, sensible conversations like this every single day, and we have thousands of people in here every single day. This is the most popular space that's consistent on this app. This right here. We don't do all of that old nonsense. We have real deep conversations here. Yeah, we'll get into a little roasting here and there, but that's to bring balance to it. But we have intellectual conversations here and we speak truth to power. You see, we don't do that Johnny Somali type shit. You got dudes like the Johnny Somalis. Dudes have to go out here and get themselves beat up in order to go viral, You know how sad that is what these tethers got to do? They got to go out here and just literally risk their lives for views. You got to go out here and get beat down so people can watch you. That's some sad, pathetic shit. So that's why they come in here hating. Like Johnny Somali, he's been in here a few times, using him as one example, but a lot of them, they hate the fact that people like me, we can get eyeballs in here, we can get thousands of people listening consistently just by talking with some damn sense. It's called respect, which is what they don't have. So that's why they take a lot of their vitriol out on black society. They use tragedies and situations like the case with Brother Karmelo in order. They use that as an opportunity for them to audition for white mommy, white daddy. A lot of real sad, pathetic cats out here.
And my thing with this is, man, nobody is asking the question that I've been nailing on from the beginning. They skip right past this and say that Carmelo Anthony just stabbed his boy. If he just would have walked away after Austin punched him or pushed him. If Carmelo wasn't supposed to be sitting in that area, why didn't Austin go get a security guard, a coach, a teacher, administrator, an adult, somebody with an authoritative responsibility, somebody in an authoritative position to come over there and handle that situation? To me, this shit would have never happened if Austin would have kept his hands to himself. And when you say that to people, they would say, he just pushed him. What are you talking about? It was just a push. Why did he have to stab him? He just pushed him. Don't you know you could throw water in somebody's face and that's assault? You could be charged with assault for throwing water in somebody's face. Why wouldn't Austin taught not to put your hands on nobody? So if what some people are saying and what these four dudes are saying right here. Matter of fact, let me put this clip up loud.
CBS News text.
Listen to these guys.
It's really not uncommon for, if you have a clean record, to them lower your bond. That's not uncommon at all. The fact that everyone, this judge should be put in jail in this bar.
Everybody's upset right now. There's a lot of emotions.
Everybody need to take their emotions out. Stop all that crying.
I
do understand the outrage.
No, why is they crying? He was both of these kids should have walked away.
This is such a bad situation.
It is a bad situation.
It's too horrible. Yeah, I can see why people are getting.
I'm just pissed off.
Okay, but he has no criminal record.
But bro, so, why is he being treated like a hero?
Nah, not yet. He hasn't been charged yet.
I'm just saying though.
I don't think he should be treated like a hero.
Bruh, ain't nobody treating him like a hero. So you pocket here we go. Here, listen.
It's so much money for him. He's riding in black trucks. I mean, man, they treat him like a hero.
Yeah, I don't think he should be treated like a hero.
I think
that's
this
insane.
Is bad, bro.
Because he could have did so much different things in the situation.
And I think
like a hero.
I don't think the court. I mean, just based
ain't nobody treat him like a hero. You shut your bitch ass up.
I don't think that he gonna get off on this.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I think he's getting charged with something. Because
he could have did so much at a school event, you know.
Like if you just look at the facts, you brought a weapon to school, and that was not.
First of all, they wasn't at school. And Carmelo probably been carrying that knife. He probably been carrying that knife. That ain't the first time he had that knife. He was carrying it for protection. Just in case something happened, just like anybody else in Texas. Carry all type of weapons with them, just in case something happens. It was not on school property. Apparently, the knife was not over 6 inches or 5.5 inches. It wasn't 6 inches. Because they would have said that or showed that already. So he was carrying a legal knife, and it's legal in Texas to carry a knife 5.5 inches, the blade. My thing is, they putting so much accountability on Carmelo when they ain't putting no accountability on Austin. This would have never happened if Austin would have had a right mind. If he so-called asked Karmelo nicely to move and Karmelo refused, he should immediately went and got an authoritative figure. Why did he feel the need that he had to assault Karmelo by putting his hands on him physically and then assault on Karmelo verbally? He could have easily went and got a coach, easily got an adult, easily got a teacher, a security guard, administrator, anybody, any adult in an authoritative position. But yo, shout out to Tariq Nasheed with his critique on this. Shout out to the FBA family. We're gonna stand strong behind this guy. Man, this is some ridiculous shit, man. These tethers and these Sambos, they make me sick. I'm out.